This is TWiT.
Couple of years ago, through a few different circumstances, my wife and I discovered an online system called YNAB, which stands for You Need a Budget. And it took a little bit of time for us to really understand the mentality, understand the approach, really commit ourselves to the system. But I can safely say, looking backwards, that YNAB changed my outlook on money. Period. Hands down. I can speak for myself anyways. I'm not scared of thinking about how to manage my finances. And in fact, I feel very empowered by it now. And I absolutely point to YNAB as the tool that kind of woke me up, so to speak. So I am super thrilled to welcome to the show Jesse Mecham. He's the founder and creator of YNAB, You Need a Budget, also the author of a book that came out about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, maybe a little bit longer than that, You Need a Budget, the proven system for breaking the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle, getting out of debt, and living the life that you want. Jesse, welcome to the show. It's so great to have you here.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely, man. It's my honor, honestly. And I have to imagine, I mean, you've created a tool, and this has been around for long enough that you've probably talked to a whole lot of people, a whole lot of the users of this software, to kind of hear similar stories of what I kind of led with, right? People were afraid of money. They were afraid of what it takes to kind of hold this power over their finances. And then they, discover something like YNAB, and that changes things. Is that pretty familiar to you?
It is, yeah. Thankfully, my work entails, working with great people, and then I sometimes forget because you get mixed up in the business of things, but it really does help people, change their finances. A lot of times, improve relationships. Yeah. And it's pretty fulfilling at the end of the day to know that this is feeding my family and doing some good in the world, I hope. So it doesn't really get old, I'll be honest.
That's awesome. And I mean, it really shows the way that you carry yourself, like in the blog and everything. You're communicating a lot with the users through the blog on the YNAB page, which I highly recommend. A lot of really great tips and tricks and kind of philosophy, molding around how you can think about money and utilize the tools that YNAB gives you. But a lot of these, some of them you're writing, some of them other employees of YNAB are writing, but there's a lot of personality in there. And I think when you're talking about budgeting and money, it's very easy to think of it as a very dry topic. But that personality and that energy is really important in hopefully, pulling people into this new idea, this new philosophy.
Absolutely, yeah. When you say the company name, You Need a Budget, people are, they're kind of like, they're like nervous laughter. Like, budget's not the friendliest word at the outset. So we have a little bit of an uphill climb, but people normally think of prison or maybe severe dieting when they hear the word budget. So we try and come across as pretty friendly and sometimes a little bit authoritative, a little bit, tongue-in-cheek, kind of in your face. But at the end of the day, we want people to know, like, it's your money, so you decide what you want to do with it. And we really are just trying to get people to be aware of what they really want and then aware of their money and make sure those two things line up, and there's a whole business built around that. But the idea is just that, getting people to line up their money with their real priorities. And then, magic happens for them.